Before we introduce our contestant, please subscribe to the channel to show us your support. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Manuel, although many call me Don Manuel. I am 82 years old, and although my body is very worn out, my soul remains alive every time I play the violin. I discovered this instrument when I was just a poor boy in a humble neighborhood. There were no toys, no luxuries, but an old neighbor had a violin. I would stand at the window, spellbound, listening to him, and one day he let me hold it. I had no idea how to make it sound, but from that moment I knew that this piece of wood and strings was going to be my whole life. My first years as a violinist were not easy. I played in the streets, in train stations, in plazas. People walked past, some would leave a coin, others wouldn't even look at me. But every note was a gift, because the music made me feel alive. It made me feel that it was worth moving forward. I did not have fortune or success, but I had moments, small instances where the music connected me with people. A wedding where the bride cried at my melody. A funeral where my violin accompanied the final farewell. A hospital where I played for sick children. I never needed more than that. Music was my way of loving the world. A few months ago, the doctor told me what no one wants to hear. Mr. Manuel, you don't have much time left. A serious illness, one of those that advances without asking permission. At first, I felt fear, then sadness. And then I understood that perhaps life was giving me one last chance to close my wounds.
And here comes the most difficult part to tell. More than 50 years ago, I loved a woman. It was a brief, intense love, one of those that mark you forever. She disappeared from my life from one day to the next, without explanation. In time, I learned the truth. From that love, a son was born, a boy named Jesus. Jesus, my son, whom I could never hold in my arms, never take to school, never give my last name. His mother decided to keep quiet, to hide that secret from me, and I found out too late. Since then, every time I play the violin, I imagine he hears me, that somehow my music is the bridge between us. I have carried that absence my entire life. I have played hundreds of melodies, but always with an emptiness in my chest. And today, standing here, on this stage, I am not looking for fame, nor money, nor recognition. The only thing I want is for my son, in some corner of the world, to know that he has a father who always thought of him, who always carried him in his music, even though life separated us. That is why I decided to audition for Got Talent España, because this stage is big, because television reaches where I cannot reach, because perhaps, just perhaps, Jesus will see me. And if he is watching, I want to tell him, son, even though we don't know each other, every note that comes out of this violin is for you. Every chord is a hug I didn't give you. Every melody is an I love you that you never heard from my mouth. I don't know how much time I have left, perhaps weeks, perhaps months, but I want to spend what I have left playing, sharing the only thing I truly have, my music. And if this is my last chance to speak to the world, let the world know that a man can be poor, he can be sick, he can be old, but as long as he has a violin and a story, he can still dream. Today, I am going to play with the little strength I have left, not to win a contest, but to win an instant of eternity, and so that my son, wherever he is, can hear his father at least once in his life.